someone asked something about the SLS camera. That was Lomar asked about the SLS camera.
Yeah.
So the SLS camera, that's built using something that Google put out called the ML kit, which is a machine learning kit. It does all sorts of stuff. Let me just find something. I'll show you. Hang on.
And by the way, I wasn't a big fan of SLS cameras. I'll be honest. But I saw something this weekend that I will. Your app is like, I've seen something appear on the SLS camera and it disappeared and never came back.
I've had that a couple of times.
But it was there for a while and the camera was stable on a tripod in the hallway where nothing could map a body. We had an apparition coming towards us. And in that corridor, the story goes that a guard was strangled by an inmate that escaped. And the way the body was moving, it was like somebody was struggling to get somebody off his back. And by the way, I got locked in that jail. Yeah, you'll see that on my video. So go ahead.
Okay, yeah, so the SLS camera, it's built using the ML kit by Google, which is, there's a pose detection. And the main use for this pose detection sort of kit is for things like what you see on the video, skipping, press ups, yoga positions, that sort of stuff. It's used a lot in exercise apps. So what I've done is I've stripped out all the gubbins that isn't needed, and I've just got it to detect body shapes, and that's what it does. So it's built using Google's own code to detect body shapes, basically, and I think it works kind of as good as a Kinect. Probably not as good, but it works. Definitely works.
Because we've tested it. We passed in front of the camera to see if it wasn't like we did all the tests, and at a time the apparition appeared on top of us, like you had two stick figures. So it was it was really special. Good night, Richard. Yes, Richard is going. Thank you for coming by, and
yeah, thank you, Richard. And yeah, the SLS camera's also got face detection in it. I put the face detection because I've been pointing it into scrying mirrors a lot. So that's the reason my face detection's in the SLS camera, is I've been doing a lot of testing for quite a few months now. I met some people online. Myers was one of them, Myers Paranormal, and a few others. And the other people that Myers was talking to were doing a lot of stuff with scrying mirrors, and I thought, wow, that looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's where the face detection came from.
So once again, guys, he used all his knowledge to take again the sensors or the technology that is available in our phones to create the SLS camera.
There's something else I'd like to show you if I can find it.
Myers, to work properly, an SLS camera has to be stationary, because if you move, it can give you false positive because you're moving the sensor. So the sensor, the time to process the images, well, like you can find that if you go by a tree, it can like detect the tree, but it can probably like make it an apparition pop. To work properly, it has to be fixed and in an environment that cannot give you like, even if it's not a body, if you look and you see like a stick on one side, a stick on another side, and it's like it something that can map or falsely map a body, it will give you false positives. So for it works properly, but when it's fixed and you have nothing happening, and all of a sudden something appears, it's more compelling than moving your camera around and having, as we call them, false positives. Exactly. A tripod, phone mount, you put it there, you leave it there, and you put it in an environment like a hallway, a room. But like if you put it in a room, if you have dolls, it can map a doll. If you have something that looks again like the outline of a body, it can gives you a false positive. So you have to put it at places that it won't pick something and make it as a body. And a little bit like we did this weekend. It was in a hallway. A cell door was open, but nothing was mapping the cell door. And the body was was appearing in front of that door. So it couldn't map the door. Hello, Michelle. So
sorry, I'll be back. I'm just finding a picture. Hang on.
So in I know that people use the Kinect and other kind of SLS cameras. They are good, but once again, it works more properly when it is fixed. Or if you move with it, move really slowly. So the sensor has time to process the image and make out if it's a body or something else.